What up guys, Eric from this kitchen table. I got some stuff in the mail today. We got some big stuff coming already for my engine. So what we got here in the box, I was gonna do opening, but it's open. I wanted to figure out what it was first. The high valve spring. Oh, we got valve seals, valve retainers, spring. I think those are, what are these called? These go at the bottom of the spring because it's aluminum head so the spring doesn't gouge it. And then last but not least, these should be some push rods. Yep, there's a bag of push rods. Sweet. So all this stuff that's going in my Viper motor is because of the cam that I got from Justin from JMB. He's custom grinding me a turbo cam, which he said is like 630 on lift. He won't tell me durations or anything, and I'm not gonna share that because that's his kind of thing, and I don't want to ruin that. But it's a way bigger, beefier cam than stock. Stock cam's like 540 on lift. This one's 630 on lift. It will help boost it better and everything in between. But now, since he sent me this stuff over, I don't have the cam yet because he's grinding it, of course, but I had him send me this stuff over because I am sending my heads off to the machine shop. So now we're gonna go out in my garage and I'm gonna take these cylinder heads off so I can send them to my machine shop. Machine shop, so he can do a valve job, check the guides out, check the valves out, make sure none of them will warp. But yeah, let's get to it. What up guys, today is Sunday at like 2 p.m. We are finally getting to work on my Viper motor. So we are going to take these heads off. Well, first we got to take the valve covers off. We're going to take the rocker arms off, pull all the push rods out, break those head bolts loose, take the heads off, and we are going to send them to the machine shop on Monday, or bring them to the machine shop on Monday with my new valve springs and valve seals. And he is going to do a I think it's called like a 3-point valve job, race valve job, or 3-angle valve job, that's what it is. He's going to go through the heads, he's going to deck the heads, he's going to do guides, he's going to do everything, so pretty much brand new heads on my brand new short block, which I should have done in the first place, but we're going to get to it now. It's been kind of a crazy weekend. I've had my buddy bring his turbo over to get rebuilt. I had my other buddy bring his 440 over to get looked at. He bought this 440 for his Plymouth, his old Plymouth, because his 383 locked up on it. So he brought his 440 over that he got from this guy. He should have cranked it over, locked up. One of the intake valves must have been open, water must have got in there, sat in there, rusted the cylinder, messed up all the piston rings, or at least cylinder 8 piston ring. And then, so we hammered that piston down, hammered it out, honed the cylinder, couldn't get the rings off of that piston. They ended up breaking, so we ordered a ring pack for it. He doesn't have a lot of money, so we're trying to keep it kind of low buck. So what we're going to do is, all the bearings actually looked really good in the motor, so we're just going to re-ring it, hone all the cylinders out, re-ring it, and pretty much re-gasket it and put it back together, and hopefully he has his car driving again. And then with the turbo smoking really bad on his Evo, so we took it all apart, found an exhaust seal leaking, so pretty much we did all the bearings in there, all the seals in there, and put that all back together. I will have videos of both those things. The turbo one will probably be coming up way faster than the 441, but for today we're gonna get together, or we're gonna look at how I take these heads off my motor again and send them to the machine shop. So let's get at it. So now that we got the valve covers off, you guys can see all the rocker arms. They are 3/8 bolts. So we're going to start cracking all these loose, and then you can pull the push rods out. And then we have these 3/4 or 19mm head bolts. And I believe there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 12 of those guys. And there's a bunch of these 7/16 on the outers, and then the heads come right off. So that's the next part we're going to get to. there's always that one pain in the ass bolt that's always hidden. You gotta use a wrench for. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7/16 bolts on each head, and then 20 head bolts that you gotta break loose. And then the first thing you want to do is you're going to take all these 7/16 bolts out, and then when you're breaking head bolts loose, you want to break in a circular pattern and work your way in. Actually, like a spiral, like that. So we're going to start like here, and we're going to go here, then we go there, there, and then there, and there, and there, and there, and you get the idea. So it's like one big spiral in. And that is so you don't warp the head, because if you kind of just start taking it off, you can have the head actually flex different ways, or if you just want like across, you can have the head flex like up. And that can cause it to warp, and that's not good, which it doesn't really matter though, because I am sending a machine shop, it is getting decked. But you always want to take that precaution when you're doing an engine stuff. You know, the little stuff always adds up, so you always just got to take your time. Don't be like me, don't try to save a buck by doing crappy stuff. Do it right the first time. You probably heard it a million times, but you probably hear it again. Do it right the first time, otherwise you're going to regret it. Like me, probably could be driving this truck by now, but oh well. Alright, let's get back to it. So that's how you take some heads off of a 04 Ram SRT10 or a Viper V10, the 3rd gen Viper motor. So now the heads are ready to go to the machine shop. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole video. Next video is going to be after that 440's off my engine stand. The next video is going to be me putting this on the engine stand, taking the timing cover off, taking the oil pan off, pulling the cam out, putting a big dirt nasty cam in it, degreeing the cam, and then just gonna look through the bottom end too. One thing I did notice was with that ticking noise was I have like 45 thousandths of gap up here and like 15 thousandths down here. So I don't know if the head was decked unevenly, but he said this is a brand new block, so that shouldn't be the case. But you do see, if you see those like faded like marks from the cylinder head, I don't know if these are smacking the cylinder head, and that's what I'm hearing is that light noise. So we're gonna take some clay, put it on there, and then put the head gaskets, put the heads back on, throw the bolts in, crank it over, and then we'll measure the depth of that clay after we crank it over, because that'll show us like the thickness of like how much thousandths we have between the cylinder heads and the pistons. But so far I haven't found anything obvious with that ticking noise, so I'm still kind of worried. I'm not worried, but I am worried because I don't want to put it back in, it ticks again. So yeah, next thing is to get that 440 off my engine stand and get my 505 on the engine stand and get this cam out and take oil pan off and take a look at rods and make sure they put everything together right. So on to another video, and as always, keep it boosting.